So next we can see the purification of water. So out of the total fresh water available on the earth, in that only 1% of 1% is present in the water bodies. So how many percentage means only 1%. 1% of fresh water only that is present in the water bodies, that is rivers, lakes, and the rest in frozen glaciers and polar regions. Water from these water bodies that is unfit for drinking, cooking, washing, bathing, because that it contains the suspended and dissolved impurities. So it also contains some of the microorganisms such as bacterium. So if this water is consumed without purifying, that we will be getting some of the waterborne diseases like typhoid, cholera. So this water should be treated and purified before it reaches to our home. So the in the conventional water treatment plants, the water is subjected to different process of the purification. What are the purification steps means sedimentation, filtration, and then sterilization. So this three process it should be done before it reaches our home. So first we will see the sedimentation. So sedimentation means the water from the lakes or rivers that is collected in a large sedimentation tanks. So that is allowed to stand and undistributed to the suspended impurities that is settled down at the bottom of the tank. Sometimes a chemical substance such as potash alum that is added to the waters to speed up the process of the sedimentation. To speed up the sedimentation, potash alum will be added. So this process is called as a loading process. So the particles of potash alum that combine with the suspended impurities and make them settle down at the faster rate. So the sedimentation it should be settled at the bottom. So that the process is the sedimentation process. Next we can see the filtration process. So the water from the sedimentation tank is then pumped to the filtration tanks. So the filtration tank that it will be contain the filter beds that is made up of gravel, sand, pebbles, that activated charcoal, and then concrete. So the water passes through these layers and they will be become free from any remaining dissolved or suspended impurities completely. So this process is the filtration process. Next we can see the sterilization process. So the filter water that is treated chemically to remove the remaining germs or bacteria. So that process is called as a sterilization process. The chemicals that are used in the process that are chlorine and ozone. The two chemicals are used. So the water from the filtration tanks that is pumped to the chlorination tank where the chlorine is added to remove the harmful bacteria. So in many of the water tanks they will be adding the chlorine powders. So that is why means to remove the harmful bacteria and some of the germs. For removing purpose only we are adding the chlorine. The process of adding the chlorine that in adequate amounts to the water is called as a chlorination. Then ozonation process, which is the ozonation, that is a process which water is treated with ozone gas to kill the germs that present in this. So the sterilization of water can be also done by the exposing it to the air and sunlight. Oxygen from the air and the sunlight that destroys the germs present in the water. So the aeration is the process in which air under the pressure is blown into filtered water. So this process also will be help to kill the germs. Next, hardness of water. So we use a soap and detergents for what we are using this to wash the clothes. So they form the lather with the water, that quickness of the process of removal of dirt from the clothes. So that when we are using the soap and the detergents. So the water also contains a number of dissolved salt and the minerals. So when the salts that is present in very small quantities, that is called as a soft water. When the small amount of salt is present, that in a small quantities, that is called as a soft water. So in this water, soaps and detergents they form a lather easily. Sometimes the minerals and salts are present in the water in a large quantity. That soaps or detergents form a thick precipitate. There will be sometimes soap powder we are using more, and the soaps unknowingly if it is fallen in the water without knowing us, then if you see later means like a thick precipitate like that it will be formed. So that is called as a scum. instead of forming a lather, the precipitate will be there. That precipitate name is called as a scum. So this makes the removal of dirt further difficult. So such water is called as a hard water. Hard water. The hardness of the water, that is due to the presence of dissolved salt of calcium and magnesium. So that is the hardness of water is due to presence of dissolved salts and the salts of calcium and magnesium. So the hardness may be temporary or permanent. The hardness that it may be a temporary or otherwise permanent also. So the temporary hardness, that is due to the presence of carbonate and bicarbonate salt. So the temporary salt hardness means that is due to the presence of the presence of carbonate and the presence of bicarbonate salt is there, salts of calcium and magnesium. So this is the temporary hardness. And the permanent hardness means that is results due to the presence of chloride and sulfate salt. Chloride and the sulfate salts of calcium and magnesium. So this is the permanent hardness. Next we can see the disadvantages of hot water, then removal of hardness, then boiling, then adding washing soda, then ion exchange, then distillation. So first we will see the disadvantages of hot water. So what are the disadvantages? That is not good for washing clothes. Then it forms a scum with the soap and detergents, which make the soap ineffective and also spoil the clothes. Next, it damages the utensils and the containers which is stored and forms a hard layer. So it will be forms the hard layer in the if there is any steel object means in that it will be forming a hard layer. So it forms the scales on the machine parts used in the industries and decreases the efficiency of the machines. So for example, if you are having any machinery part, if you are using the water regularly, if the scales, if it is formed means the machine working, it will be reduced. So results in stomach alignments if we consumed for a long period. If you consume for the same hot water, if you consume for a long period, in stomach it will be form ailments. Then next we can see the removal of hardness. How we can remove this hardness means different methods we can follow to remove the hardness from the water. That is depending on the whether it is temporary hardness, or first we have to find whether it is a temporary hardness or permanent hardness. So that one is the points boiling, adding washing soda, then ion exchange, then distillation process. So in the boiling, first the temporary hardness is easily removed from the water by the boiling. Temporary hardness it will be removed by the boiling the water. So when we heat the calcium hydrogen carbonate, decomposes the producing insoluble calcium carbonate. It will be decomposed producing the insoluble calcium carbonate. So the insoluble carbonate that is filtered and removed from the water. So this makes the hard water to the soft and it is fit for using. So next we can see the adding washing soda. So if you are adding the washing soda, that is used to remove the permanent hardness of water. Adding washing soda that converts the chlorides and sulfates into the insoluble carbonates. So these insoluble carbonates are removed by the filtration. So next we can see the ion exchange. So another method used to remove the hardness of the water, that is used to pass through a column of ion exchange that resides where the calcium and magnesium ions are getting replaced by the sodium ions. So this converts the hard water into the soft water. So next we can see the distillation. So the distillation, what is the process means? The temporary and the permanent hardness both can be removed by this distillation process. The water that is obtained after the distillation, that is called as the distilled water. So that is the purest form of water. So thank you students.